Hi and welcome to Tim's Tips. Today we're going to talk about adjusting a single stitch pattern and being able to sew it once, but we're going to program it into memory so we can add some special features to that particular stitch pattern. As you can see, I'm starting off with the base of my Elna Excellent 760 Pro with my regular straight stitch, but I want to use one of my decorative stitches. So I'm going to use my jog wheel and I'm going to jog over to find that particular stitch I want. Oh, it's already on my screen right there. It's 253. So I can touch it and it now brings it into the active sewing of the machine. I could step on the pedal and sew, but it's going to sew that same pattern over and over and over for me. I want to do some changes to it, but I also only want to sew one at a time. So I'm going to come over here and touch my mem button, my memory button. So you can see it's now only showing me one little flower pattern. I'm going to move my cursor back. It's now selected, and I'm going to make this pattern narrower and a little shorter. So it's 9 millimeters wide, but I only want to make it 8. So I'm just going to touch it until I make it an 8, and I'm going to make it 2.2. So now I've adjusted the stitch width and stitch length. The size of that pattern has been made just a little bit smaller. But you know what? Where are those special features I told you about? I want to be able to sew one and make sure it has a lock stitch. So I'm going to add a lock stitch by touching the little M with the little double circle. And then I'm going to have it automatically thread cut. So I'm going to touch the M with the scissors. Now you can see on my screen, I've got my pattern, I've got a lock stitch, and I've got a thread cut. This means when I go to sew, it's going to sew the entire pattern, it's going to lock stitch it at the end, and then cut the threads for me. This is a good way if I wanted to tack a quilt with a little sew here and a little sew there and a little sew here and a little sew there all over the quilt, and I really don't have to worry about them coming undone because I've stitched them down, it's got a lock stitch, and it cuts the thread on the back so I can come back and bury those threads if I want or trim them even closer afterwards. But I want to be able to save this into the memory of my machine. So I'm going to come over to my folder and touch the folder. 1 of 20. I'm going to put it into memory number 1, so I can simply touch the memory indicator here, or I can touch the select button and it'll put it into memory, or I can touch the memory button. I like touching the screens. I'm just going to touch it right there. You can see there's my combination brought into memory. I'm just going to exit out, and I'm back to where I was doing my programming. I can make other changes and save the next combination into another memory. Hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching.